Hey guys, it's me, Jedi Judgment. Welcome back to the video. Today, I'm going to be starting off by showing you everything that I've done in between episodes. First things first, I'm going to start with my sieving setup, which, as you can see, is completely gone. The only thing that remains is this chest, but there's resources still funneling in, and I'll get to what's going on in there in a second. But I have this handy dandy little elevator right here, and I shift, and I go down, and I moved all of it down here so it was out of the way because it took up a lot of space. And I built this big platform down here for anything that I may need to build, but I don't really want it up there. So now I have a space down here. And the only thing I changed was all of these are now blazing meshes, which you will be able to see me getting all of the blaze rods here just now. And I added another gravel sifter on here, so I have dust, sand, gravel, 2 gravels, basalt, and then sometimes netherrack whenever that goes through. Everything else is the same. I just moved it downstairs, but I didn't move the chest because I was so used to having it right here, so I just figured I'd keep it here. But then I also got tired of manually crafting all of the compact clusters from the chunks, so I added this advanced compacting upgrade, which automatically does it when there's enough of whatever. But I did make some mistakes, and I learned that glowstone, well, I knew that, but glowstone doesn't go back unless you break it. Salt doesn't go back unless you use some other machine, and quartz just doesn't go back at all into their basic dusts and ores and whatever. So I have those so they don't do anything. But other than that, everything else just makes it to the most compact that it can. So we have these blocks of raw iron, which are made from the clusters, and then everything else, like the diamond doesn't have one, copper has one, and all of these different ores. And since I did add the better meshes, now straight just from sieving, I have the ability to get gold ingots without having to do anything else, because I have the blazing mesh, so I can get gold, I can get redstone, and I can get these other ingots without having to smelt them yet. And this is a lot easier than I was before, because there's 9 in this one block, so all I have to do is grab this block and grab anything else that can be smelted. I'll just grab these for now. And I did change this up, so this filter now is only set to be only things that can be smelted. It does not want. So if it can be smelted, it will not go inside of this chest. All of these things, they can be smelted. That's why they're in here. So until they're in a form that they can't be smelted, which for everything that I've done so far just tends to be exactly what I want it to be. And now we have all of these. And I am turning the blocks back into ingots just because I can craft easier with them. But you can see I have gotten a lot more resources. I upgraded my stack upgrades to be better, and I've just been sitting here upgrading a few things, getting better resources. I got rid of the water wheels. I looked at it and I only needed 3 at the current speed of everything, so I got rid of the other ones. I moved the trees over behind here so they're out of the way once again, and I just have a pipe taking the wood into this drawer, which it's filling up the drawer faster than it's using them, which is great, which means I don't really have to add any more. I didn't change anything over here. I did make a little charm, and it's a magnet, an advanced one too. They're not difficult to make at all, so that's how you make them. But so far, this is the only thing that right now that I have that this affects it. Since this just kind of spits the items down on the ground, the magnet picks them up. So I made this demagnetization coil, which will stop me from picking them up, which is nice. I made another solar panel, and I connected them with pipes so that I could have them all being charged at once. And I also found out that I don't believe this is normal in Mechanism, but at least in this mod pack, I can put 32 of each upgrade, at least for the speed and energy in here, which bumps it up to be able to hold 120 million of FE, which is the energy unit. And I also had just a basic tier upgrade from one of the quests, so I used that on this infusing factory just so I could move things faster. But these upgrades are not hard to make at all. They're osmium dust, which you can just crush down osmium in the crusher. and then energy upgrades, which is just gold dust, which is the same thing, and then infused alloy is just redstone and copper. I want to get power situated, and doing that, I talked about it a little bit last episode, but I'm going to be using the Powah mod, or however you say it, and the way that I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to be using these thermo generators. But first I need to start off and just get the generators going, and I am going to need to figure out a heat source. So what I think that I'm going to do is I'm just going to do magma blocks. So I am going to go to the nether, and in the fortress over here, when I go into the main building over here, there's just magma blocks. Oh, and I forgot there are actual mobs in here too. So I'm just going to go in and I'll get all of these. I'm not going to use them all right now, but just having them in case I do need them at some point is going to be nice, so I'll just grab them all. So now that I have a way to heat these generators, I need to actually make the generators. So I need to make all of these different things, which is a lot, but it's not that bad at the end of the day. I just need a lot of clay for the most part. So it turns out I do need to keep these drippers out. I got rid of them before because I didn't think I would need them, but I have no other way to get clay. So that is something that I should have probably thought about, but I didn't. So I believe I have found a way to make this a little bit easier on myself in terms of getting the water to be put in these, and I'm going to do that with this water pump right here. So all I have to do is just grab it from this tank instead of having to get down and get the water. So this is definitely an easier way of doing it. So now these all have 4 buckets of water in there, and then I am going to need to take this cobblestone and place it down and hammer it. But since I have this building gadget, it makes it a lot easier, because then there you go, now it's all placed down. And with the magnet, I don't have to run around and collect it all, and I'm just able to do this a whole lot easier now because of these little things that I decided I should do. So I've just about got 4 stacks of clay, which should be enough for what I'm doing right now. I will obviously eventually need more, but I just want to get a little start to the mod and see how things go. So I need a bunch of coal, and then I'll just turn, now see it, that made a lot more than I was expecting, and I just made 1024. But now I do need to take it out, and I will need iron bars, I know. I've used this mod a lot, so I know a lot of the recipes. Not off the top of my head all the time, but I can remember them. So I'll make a stack of each type of rod, and then I'll make the core. I want to have, I'll make 8 of the generators, so I'll make 8 of the cores. And then I do need this, so I need blocks of redstone, which I should. Yeah, I have a bunch in here. So I'll just make half a stack of those. For every 1 generator I need 2, so I need 16 of these, and in order to make these I need more of the tiny ones, and I need 3 per generator, so I need 8 times 3, I need 24 of these. So now I should, there we go, I just made 8 generators. They do not stack, which is kind of annoying because I'll have a lot of them, but then in order to make this, then I just need more cores and I need more thermal plates. So this mod does use a lot of resources. Granted, I am making 8 at a time, so if I wasn't, it'd be a little bit less resource intensive. However, I believe that it's worth it because it's an extremely easy mod to set up and get going. See, now crafting these is going to be a pain because I can only do 1 at a time. And there we go. I have 8 of these basic thermo generators. I will go down here once again, and I'm thinking I'll do it right over here. And they should, oh, you know what, that is one thing that I am forgetting as well. So I just looked in here, and they do have a section for Powah, and in order for these thermo generators, normally you just need water in order to cool them down. However, apparently in this mod pack, you need something else. And the easiest one that I can see on here to get is mineral resin, which is just from Integrated Dynamics. So if I can get this mineral sapling, which all I need to do is sift dirt, or I can put a sapling, cyan dye, and grains of infinity in water, which is definitely a lot easier. And there we go. Now I have a mineral sapling. So I'm going to start it off and put it in the same corner as I have this stuff in, but I'm going to do it right here, I believe. And I only obviously have one sapling right now, but as I fill these up with more, then I will get more saplings. So the way that I am going to use to get this mineral resin is I'm going to take these logs and put them into a mechanical squeezer, and then with that squeezer, it's going to squeeze them down and it's going to put them into here. So I'm going to need to get a chest, so I need a normal squeezer. So then in order to do this, then I need stuff from the mod, which is why I have this going. So now I have a mechanical squeezer. So I do need a little jump start to get this going. I don't think I have enough energy cables to reach all the way down there. And it is also nighttime, so it's not really gonna work. So I'm gonna need to make a few more after I sleep. This doesn't take much energy at all, but now I'm getting a bunch of this resin. So I will go back and I will grab my fluid pipes, and I'll go like that. And these should, yes, now these are generating power, and they should all be slowly filling up without me doing much work at all. But now I have all this power, and I will need to hook it up into some sort of central system. And what I'm going to do, it's kind of stupid doing this, but I don't really care. I'm going to link these up so they're all connected into one system, but these should be generating power. It's just taking it out right away, and all of these little machines up here should be slowly filling up. Yes, so since I have these max upgrades in here, it doesn't look like it's going up that fast, but all of that power that I'm generating down there is now just going straight into these machines. So now I can connect whatever I need to up here to these pipes, and it will be all good. So the first thing that I'm going to actually do is dive more into the power mod, but with these energizing orbs. And then this. So now I have an energizing orb, but then I also need these energizing rods, which are pretty easy to make as well. I'll go ahead and I'll make 8 of them, because that's just the standard. And now I can make 8 of these. They do not stack, so I am going to have to put some of this stuff away. I should just upgrade them right away, so I'll make more of these cores, which I just put all my iron away, of course. So I should be good to make all of these now, and then in order to make these, I will just take all of the ones that I have made so far and just fill them right in. So I should be able to make one more, but then yes. So now I've made all of these. Place down this, and then place down all 8 around it, and then I'll place down each one of you. I really wish that there was a mod in here that just automatically put it in your hand when you ran out. Kind of annoying that there's not, because there usually is in mod packs. But now these are all filling up, and it will be pretty slow because it is connected to the rest of this, so I could speed it up pretty quickly. And now they're all getting 1,000 a second because they're not filling up these machines with 1,000,000 over there. So in order to make the next level of these generators, I need 8 of them. In order to make one, I need 5. So I need 40 energized steel. So then I need 40 iron and I need 40 gold, and I just need to place it in there. But then another thing that I can do is if I just take some of these pipes, and I'm going to need another filter, but I will need to upgrade it. So now I have these, and actually, you know what, I'm gonna place these down a little differently. So now they're all full of energy, and I can take one pipe. I do need a chest as well. I keep forgetting things. I go to build all these things, and I'm like, oh, I need this. Oh, then I need this. Oh, I need this. I need this and this. And I'll add on there. I need this filter, in which I'm gonna have to take you, so that it only pulls out the energized steel. So when I go ahead and I put that and that in there, then it just puts it right in there. So all I have to do is sit here and do this for a little. When I do get into AE2, then I can do this all automated. I can get it all set up, and I can show you guys how to do it all. But now that I have these 40, I can put this gold away. I'm not going to need the diamonds. So like I did say, there is a ton of micro crafting in here, and it does get very, very annoying very quickly. So a lot of this crafting I am just going to cut out because it's very boring, but from just this little amount that you can actually see, you can see how incredibly boring and time consuming this is. I am going to take a crafting table down there just for when I'm doing all these, because it does make it a lot easier, and it makes it so I don't have to come back up here and do it all again every time. So now I have all of my generators as hardened, And the next tier after this one requires me to get blazing crystals. And it requires the same amount of the blazing crystals as what I just did before. So in order to get one blazing crystal, I need 4 blaze powder or 1 blaze rod. And now blaze powder is a lot easier for me to get right now because I can automate it, and the blaze rods I don't have automated as of now. So I'm going to use the blaze powder route. I need 40, so I need a lot of blaze powder, and I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to have to click this 4 times and wait for it to charge up because they are only basic. Oh, and I need to add it into the filter. So every time I get a new thing, I'm going to have to add it into the filter as well. So I went through 3 stacks and I have 48 blazing crystal. So then in order to do this, I need more of these capacitors, so I'll just make a stack. And then I need 8 of these large ones, which then I need more of this paste, which I always somehow keep running out of. Then I need to make more of the cores, which I need more iron for. And then I can take all these up again and use them to make the generators. And I know that right now it looks like I'm moving through all of these extremely quickly, but that is not how it actually is at all, because in order to get the next one, I need niotic crystals, which is 300,000 FE, which is a whole lot more than what I needed before, and it costs a diamond, so I need 40 diamonds, and 40 times 300,000 is 12 million FE. I'm sure with all of these and these cables and everything, I hold close to that, but I do also need to upgrade all of these energizing rods and the cables to be blazing, which I need more for. So for every energizing rod, I need 4 of the blazing crystals. And now I can take all of the rods. I will also need to upgrade the cables at some point. And now I have all of these to be hardened, which I will have to go and place them down once again. And then I need to go through all of this again. So now I should have all of these rods be blazing. And then I need to make these energy cables to be blazing as well. So I need to place them all down. Then I'll need to break them all again. And I'm sure that you all can see how time consuming this is for me to sit here and place all this stuff down and break it again and then do this all over. But luckily I don't need to do it that much this time. So now I have blazing energy cables, and now they should all be going hopefully a whole lot quicker than they were before, so that I can use the diamonds and I can get those going. So I'll have to get 40 more diamonds. Actually, I'll just do a whole stack because that's a lot easier for me. And then just sit here and do this all over again. And I didn't even get finished with the whole stack, and I've already ran out of power. And now they're generating it pretty fast, so it's not like it's going that slow. It's still getting up to 300,000 relatively quickly, but instead of doing this whole stack like this, I'm only going to do the 40 that I need to upgrade all of the generators, and then I'll finish the stack and I'll upgrade all of the other little things around the area and get these upgraded and get the cables. So now I should just be able to come down here and do the same thing that I have been doing and get all of these generators crafted up and ready to be placed down and used to craft more. Oh, did I miscalculate what I was doing? I believe I've miscalculated here. Somehow I've used up more than I thought I was using, unless they only so now they only create 1 now, so I do need a whole lot more than I had before. So I'll have to place these down and put more diamonds into there. I was able to create half of them with a little over a stack, so I'm gonna need to do this again. So I believe I need to get up to 36, so I need 10 more, and it's going very slow, and I am using all of the power that I have right now. And when I say that I'm using all of the power, it may seem like I have no power left, but it is getting up to 300,000 in under 10 seconds. So my generation of power is going strong, but it just takes so much energy to upgrade and get to the next tier, and that is why it's taking so long. So this should be the last one that I need to craft here. So as soon as this is done, I'll be able to go upgrade the other ones. And the next tier of this is going to be Spirited, which uses emeralds, and every single emerald to upgrade is 1 million FE, and I need 72 in order to upgrade every single one of these. So I need 72 million FE in order to upgrade every single one of these generators. Now in order to upgrade just one, I need 9 million. So it's not that bad, but it's still quite a lot. And if I do this and I get better heat sources, like if I put lava under there, or void flame, or these block of blazing crystals, then from 800 to 2800, that is a 3 times increase of power, I believe, or something along those lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft a bunch of these things. So I need 8 blocks and I need 9, so I need another 72. I need 72 of these blazing crystals. So I'm going to go around, I'm going to upgrade the generators down there, I'll upgrade the stuff underneath them, I'll add more sifters down here so I can get more blaze powder. I've got a lot of things that I need to be working on right now, so I'll get back to you guys after I've done all that. So I know I told you I would come back when I had all of the generators and everything done. However, obviously I'm coming back to show you something different. I need to repair my Paxel, which I need a lot more sticks for. But then I'm also going to show you what to do mob farm, because I need blaze rods, and because my blaze powder is going relatively quick, but I need it just faster, so blaze rods are easier. And I was going to use the mob grinding utilities mod in order to do that, and I need these entity conveyors. I need iron and redstone, and I'll just make that many for now. Then I'm going to go /back. So this is my blaze spawner. I just encompass it in cobblestone so that nothing else attacked me, nothing flew away. But then also with the apothec spawners mod, you can modify the spawners. So what I did was I put a redstone comparator on there, and all you have to do is right click, and that makes it so it's redstone control. So I have a lever on there, and if it's off, then the spawner's off, nothing spawns. When it's on, then stuff spawns. I put sugar on there, which is the minimum spawn delay, which makes it so it just takes down. I don't know what the default is, but the minimum value is 20. So at minimum, there can be 20 ticks in between every time stuff spawns. And the same thing with the max spawn delay. The maximum spawn delay, what I have it at, is 20 ticks. So every 20 ticks, something will spawn. That's all I put on here right now, because that's all I really had access to. But it spawns incredibly quickly. I can change how many things spawn, the spawn range. I can change everything you see up there, but just not right now. What I am going to do right now is I'm going to place down these belts that I made so that it will funnel everything into one spot, and I'm going to use another mob grinding utilities item which will kill them for me. I hope that I have enough of these to place down. I didn't really count how many I was going to need, and it's looking like I'm not going to have enough. I'm only going to need a few more. And then with the /back and home that you use, oh, well, you didn't see it there, but there is a cooldown in between when you can use each of them, and that is quite annoying. And I've tried to get around that by using a warp stone and then eventually the waystone, but in order to make the warp stone, you need amethyst shards, and I have not yet figured out a way to get amethyst. I'm sure there is some way, but I have yet to find a way to do it, so I am just using /home and /back. But the other thing that I was going to use is this mob masher. So I need to make a bunch of iron swords, and then I'll need to make these iron spikes. And then with the iron spikes, once I do this and I grab some diamonds, then I'll have this mob masher. And then on here, I can add a bunch of different types of upgrades. And I want to see, I should be able to very, very easily add looting on here, just so that I get better luck with things and the drops. So I can put a maximum of 6 in there. So I'll make 6. Place down this just to place it on top. And then I'll place down this lever. And it should be going. And then I have that hooked up to this redstone remote. So when I click this, it's like clicking the lever. So now they're all going in here. And I'll just stand here and then they'll all go in, and as long as they fall down. So what I'm going to do is I'll place this and I'll have it facing just one of the other ways. But then on top of here, I'll place that so it doesn't spawn up there. And now it should be good. So I'll turn it back on, place this in here, I'll place that too. But I can still get all of the drops as long as I stand right next to it. I didn't even put looting in there either. So all I'm gonna do is just stand here and get XP and these blaze rods so that I can use them as an alternative instead of blaze powder, so that I can energize them into the blazing crystal. So now I have 8 blocks of blazing crystal. The pro to this is that everything should be going a lot faster than it was before. So now, yeah, see, now they're at 280% as opposed to 80%. So they're generating a lot more power than they were before. And see, this one is generating 2,240 FE a tick, which is double these when they're going, but since they're full, it's going to be 0. And you'll see as this one's full, then it starts to get to 0. But this is generating a lot more than it was before. So I'll just get back and I'll upgrade the other ones to Spirited too. And now I make the final 4 into Spirited generators as well. Now in terms of these generators, there's only one more tier that I can go to, and that is Nitro. However, in order to get the Nitro, I need Nether stars. And I haven't even gotten a single Wither Skeleton skull yet, so that's not something that I can do as of right now. As soon as I place all of these down, then I am going to have everything for the Powah mod upgraded to the highest that I can go right now. So I have all of these cables and all of the rods to be spirited, and then when you go down here, then I have all of these generators to be spirited as well. And what I can do now that I am full on power and I'm not really using it right now, I can finally connect these machines back up, and they should very quickly be filling up with power. So what I'm going to do is, since I have the power and the resources to upgrade these, I am going to start upgrading all of these factories and enrichment chambers and smelter and the crusher to all be to the highest tier, which is ultimate. And as long as there are the tier upgrades, it should be relatively easy. So I'll have to make the basic, which I can make the basic right now, and I can upgrade them all to be basic. So in order to get the basic, I'm going to need some wood. I'll need wood for all of them. I'll need redstone, iron, and then these basic control circuits. So I already have that one upgraded, as you have seen. So I'll make these, and then all you do is click on them. I think it's shift click, yes. So now they're all to the basic of them, and they can hold more power. I think it resets the power, so I'm gonna have to go quickly and turn some of these basic control circuits into advanced ones. And now I have 4 of the advanced tier installers, so then I will shift click on all of them. And as I upgrade them, I do have to turn on auto sort, because then that makes it just easier for all of these. But when I upgrade them, they all keep their energy and speed upgrades, which is nice. The power does unfortunately reset to 0, which is kind of annoying, because then that means I'm going to have to keep regenerating and keep regenerating and keep regenerating. So I'll just have to go quick with these. But then the next one I need is elite. So I need reinforced alloy, which I need infused alloy, which is redstone and copper. So I'm just going to do that right now and just make a bunch of it, because I will need it. So in the infusing factory, I'll put all the copper that I grabbed, and it should go pretty quick. So since I have all of these infused alloy now I need the elite tier, which I need reinforced alloy for, which I need diamond for. In order to get the diamond, I need an enriched diamond. In order to get enriched diamond, I need diamonds and an enrichment chamber. So it's not that hard to make. There we go. Now I have a stack of reinforced alloy, and then I'll need to make 16 of these. So then I'll make 4 of these, turn all of these into better ones. In order to get the ultimate tier, I need atomic alloy. In order to get atomic alloy, I need reinforced alloy and refined obsidian. In order to get refined obsidian, I need enriched obsidian. Then I need refined obsidian dust, which I can get from obsidian dust and diamond. So I need more of everything, and it's really fun to sit here and go through all of this manually. And now I need to crush them. I'm getting a lot of refined obsidian dust. So now I have these, and how much does this turn into? So then I'll throw these in the enrichment chamber. So now I have 2 stacks of these. So I did a little bit of a miscalculation here, and I am going to have to dump this because I can't use anything else in there. And I don't even know if I have enough of these. I definitely don't have enough of these. And now I can craft 4 of these, which will turn all of these into the best that they can be. So they have all of these different rows. I will eventually fill them all up with all of their upgrades so they can go super duper quickly. But I think that this is a pretty good place to end the episode off. I did a lot for the base today. I got power mostly situated. It was a little bit more than I bargained for, but still not that bad. I will next episode definitely be focusing on getting started with AE2, because in here I want to see the crafting unit and co-processing unit and the 64K 256, all of these things. I will be focusing on getting these set up so that I can automatically craft whatever I need and have a centralized storage system. But next episode we are going to be getting into storage so that I don't have to use these chests anymore and have to rifle through them and get everything that I need. So it is definitely going to be a fun episode next time. But today has also been fun. I will see you guys next time though. See ya.